All right, get in here, you beautiful bastions of freedom. Scruffians of the world unite, especially those scruffettes, because the scruffettes have been extra vocal recently and deserve a little bit of that extra love because, honest to goodness, we're all in this together. Shout out wherever you are in the globe because the Scruffian nation, Scruff world, is all over the place. I'm your host, Braden Langley, and they affectionately call me Scruffy, Scruff Limbaugh, Scruffstradamus, Scruffosaurus Rex, all sorts of manners of scruffdom. And we're about to save this country one more episode after the other. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm about to poke the bear. I feel like it's Sunday evening, and we're wrapping up a great weekend. We're going into a real busy week of dispelling propaganda all over the place. I mean, my slate is full of propaganda dispelling. So I figure we're just going to poke a little bit of a bear because I got called some very mean names today on the internet, and I am going to show you the whole thing, explain myself, and most likely double down. But you know what? It's going to be a great time either way. If you guys are down with saving the country, you want to leave it better than you found it for the next generation, you want to get out there and dispel that propaganda, and you really want to be part of something awesome like Scruff Nation, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. As always, we are 100% clickbait free because I hate that crap, and if you have to do it, you just suck as a content creator, commentator, or analyst. So that's clean enough on that. Let's get right into this. I really am excited about poking this bear. We're going to have some fun together. And if you guys are here early, you get to experience it before everyone else does. So, you can, of course, follow me on X at BradenLOA. It turns out it's becoming quite the cage match over there. I had quite the day today. It was spicy. But we're going to get into that in 1 second. First off, let me just do a basic PSA for everybody who is here. Remember, we are going to get that copy paster. It's going to happen. The copy paster is always lurking about, prowling about like a hungry lion, ready to devour the freedom wherever it can find it. But you guys are going to be ready. Your moment is going to be coming. You're going to get into the emojis. You're going to chase it away. Last time you did this, last night, you had 950 chats per minute. You chased that thing away like a dog chasing a cat, and you love to see it every single second. We're going to get right into this right now. Let's start poking some bears. It's going to be fun. Super chat from 12s with a $1.99 with no comment, but still amazing. Let's get into this. David Rod says, you're a saint of a man, Braden. Oh, yeah? You think that now? Wait until I show you what I'm about to show you. It's about to get a lot more fun. All right, listen. There was a scruffian scruffle today. Someone came after me. It was one of our regular lefties that we use as an example of what not to be when you grow up, kids. Well, got real offended and took it to a place. I'm so excited. As you guys can see, if you were on my X account, you would know that I made a lefty angry. I did. I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually surprised at the response, but it checked out. And let me show you why. I'm going to walk myself through the entire thing, and I will issue a correction. So, as you can see, one of our favorites, this account right here, Too Raw, Too Real, a very, very stellar luminary of creative content on the left. Why are you worried about me when you need to be worried about your nasal passageway? Nosy ass white folks. Now that is an interesting take. Of all the things, I did not expect my nasal passages to be on the table fodder for insults. But you know what? You take it where you can get it. But I really want to get you into this, guys. I want to show you what I could have done to deserve such just destruction upon my worldview and my personal opinions on everything. I think I'm going to become a liberal now because my nasal passages. Yeah, let me just show you. I feel like we need to show the court of public opinion exactly what happened, and you guys are going to absolutely love every second of this. Well, let me just get into this. Listen, I'll admit it. I kind of poked a little, just a smidgen. I did say cringe level 10,000 on a post today. Now, granted, that was cause and grounds for insulting my nasal passages. I didn't want to do it, but I felt like I needed to. But let me just show you. Let me show you what the offending content was that made me do this. I hope you guys have your dancing shoes on, because this right here, you tell me in the comments how you feel about this. Was I accurate? Is it indeed cringe level 10,000? Did I deserve my nasal passages to be insulted? I know. I'm throwing myself at the mercy of the scruffians here. Scruffettes, be gentle. Watch this. This is what I did and said was a cringe level 10,000. I can't imagine where I would get this idea from.
You better vote, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see more death because this president. You by mailing in. They're bigots, but you really don't care. They're bigots, 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 bigots. No one needs to be this ignorant. White supremacy, stealing our rights. Black lives don't matter because we're not white. They're bigots, just bigots. They're bigots, just bigots, bigots. Ooh!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Michael Jackson just moonwalked in his grave, because I would like to issue a correction. I cannot wait to read the comments on this. I really would like to issue a correction. I don't think I did it justice. I think cringe level 10,000 is a little much. Maybe it should be cringe level 100,000, because oh my God. Watch out, guys. They might insult your nasal passages next. I can't believe myself. I can't believe I got myself caught up in that. It's just, what are you gonna do? You try to make friends out here on these streets. Something about my nasal passageways. I don't know. They can't meme. They can't insult. Whatever. Let's just keep on trucking. I got some super chats over here. I hope you guys enjoyed every moment of that, because I sure as hell did. Man, even the delivery. I felt like I nailed it. See, I got some super chats over here, because you guys are just awesome, generous, and amazing, because Scruffians are the best. Backcountry Spotter, $10 super chat. I would like to welcome Colin, some account, I can't read all of it, from Scotland to the Scruffian Nation. Hell yeah, got a Scottishman. We got a Scotsman. Neil Jackson with a $9.50 JDJ. That is actually a caliber donation. Republicans should increase the Supreme Court to 13 justices. Then the Dems would have to explain why their plan is so racist. Well, everything is. So, it checks out. That does check out. SC Dogfan, $5. They insulted your nasal passages because they're not used to one without a septum piercing. I know. It's really, I had to take a break. I had to go look at the ocean for a minute, contemplate my life. It was worth the trip. But honestly, I really had to recalibrate after that one. I was like, oh man, it was tough. I don't know how I was going to get over that. But anyway, hopefully this video gets to 100,000 on YouTube. Make him YouTube famous. Gary Owen, $2 super chat, 50 BMG. That's the old caliber donation. Let's stop fooling around here, eh, Braden? I can't help it. Gen X Jarhead with a $2. Nothing like showing you're ignorant. I'm glad you picked that up too. I do not want to watch that again. Get out of here. But anyway, I felt that was something you guys would need to be brought into my life a little bit. I felt we needed to talk about it. Jeremy Wills with a $2 super chat. If that's cringe level 10,000, Kamila's a million. Yeah, well, Kamala Harris did get on his channel and was doing dance moves with him. So he does have that kind of juice. Maybe they'll all insult my nasal passages next. Skyrex Core, $20 super chat. Scruffy Army. Scruffians of the world unite. That's absolutely freaking right. Gen X Jarhead, nothing like showing you're ignorant. I know. It's bad. But now let's get back to the real show, guys. I feel like I've unloaded my burdens upon you. And I think we're going to get past this. Thanks for the struggle session. I was a mess all day. But I'm glad we had that conversation. Mike Hall with the $2 super chat. You went fishing. No fishing, no fibbing to the Scruff Nation. I will have you know, sir, I did not go fishing today, because you know that if I go fishing, I will tell you I go fishing. I have no qualms about it. If I'm late because of fishing, I'll be wearing a fishing shirt saying, sorry, the fish were biting. I've done it. I'll do it again. But I did not fish today. I will be fishing tomorrow, though. And that's going to be a thing. All right, let's get back into this. My goodness gracious. The shenanigans are already taking over. Yo, I'm concerned. I am. Sarcasm button is so on right now. I'm really concerned for Anna. Anna Kasparian. What is the left doing to itself? Because it's all over the place right now. It is all over the place. And I just want to kind of highlight a few pieces for you. So, this one right here, this is, it's interesting to me. Because you know that thing, and actually we'll turn the sarcasm off for 1 second. We'll turn it right back on, trust me. It's needed for these next tabs of freedom that you're exhibiting with me right here. You know that thing that they do where I'm always telling you, we're always talking about the litmus test on the far left and how whoever cares the most is the best person, right? It's like a moral equivalency, but based not on merit, not based on religion, not based on any type of actual moral standard. It's who cares the most. It's a motive, right? Well, this is kind of in that same bucket. This is wild because everyone knows that Anna is a lefty. I'm not going to bash her. She's just a lefty. Fine, cool. Have your opinions. I don't care. But honest to goodness, she's getting smoked by the left. But I want to show you why she's getting smoked on the left, because she's getting a little too close to a few very hot button lightning rods that you are not going to want to touch. I got two of them for you. Watch this. Now, this is an account on X that says, leftist, y'all are not beating those blue MAGA allegations no time soon, which means blue MAGA, of course, mean Democrat Republican. This person is calling Anna Kasparian a Democrat Republican. I mean, like, she's the farthest thing from Make America Great Again Republican you could be. I mean, I don't know how. You need a bus and two planes to get where she is from MAGA, like, objectively. But anyway, let's hear what this episode was bad for her. Watch this.
So, for instance, after the George Floyd protests happened and everything, you know, there was this culture of people openly saying some pretty horrific things about, you know, people with light skin, just open racism against white people. And I know that sounds crazy because historically speaking, white people have been of privilege, right? But we're also living in a country right now where it doesn't matter if you're white, if you are a working class person, you're screwed. And how is it helpful to now do the reverse of the terrible, you know, bigoted or biased comments that were said about other groups of people? Like, so for instance, after
Whoa, Anna, flag on the plate. 9 flags on the plate. They're going to insult your nasal septums pretty quick. I mean, your deviated septum, it's fair game. Watch out. They'll come after you. But you can't go near that lightning rod, because everyone knows on the far lefties, if you say anything even remotely close to anything that would make sense in a real world, you can't be doing that. That's not okay. And I'm not talking about everyday independent Democrats. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about the wackadoodle left. And there is a distinction. The Democratic Socialists of America, who are about 40% of the Democrat population, under 35, they're like 55%. They're two different entities. We say it all the time, but that's what I'm referring to. This little quadrant over here. You can't say that and be on the left because you're violating some of the tenets of the whole grievance politics thing. But not to be outdone, Anna and her nasal passages. Oh my God, she did it again in the same episode, guys. Watch this. Again, this is how you really get, this is how you get kicked off the bus. Watch this.
Well, let me ask you something. We did have affirmative action for many decades. Did it solve anything?
I mean, the question is affirmative action the solution to racism, right, in society? I think that's what the question is here. I don't know that it is the same thing as saying that considerations of the ways in which race intersects with class should be removed from our considerations.
Well, I never said that. Right? Well, let me ask you something. We did have affirmative action for many decades. Did it solve anything?
No. You can almost hear everyone at the Young Turks being like, oh my God, Anna, what are you doing? Don't do that. Third rail, lightning, warning, danger, Will Robinson. I mean, honest to goodness, you can't do that. You can't do that on the left. That would violate some major core tenets. That's a big no-no. Can't be having that on these streets. So you're going after affirmative action, and then you're also going after racism against white people? Ooh, Anna, you're dancing too close to the flame. Don't be doing it. Don't do it, Anna. Oh my goodness gracious. The copy paster got here early. Knocked out some of those super chats that I had on hold. You hate to freaking see it. All right, well, here we go. You guys know what to do. It's time. Let's see if we can beat our record of 950 chats per minute that you guys set last night. Scruffians of the world, it's time to engage. I told you they were coming, much like the rains upon the sky. You see it coming. You smell it coming. Scruffians deploy. Get in there. Comments, chats, emojis, all the things. Ice cubes, fire blasts, Scruffosaurus rexes, hearts, scruff. All that stuff. Get in there, get in the chat, chase away that copy paster, that pesky lefty. Make him rue the day that he stepped into our chat, because, you know, if you get over 1,000 chats per minute, not only does it cue to the algorithm to go, hey, get more people in here stat, it also basically spreads our message that we're all promulgating every single day. So with that said, you guys know what to do. I'm going to keep on spreading that goodness. Here we go. Let's keep on going. I am using the tiers of the copy paster to truly spread some goodness here. Backcountry Spotter, $20. Lefties will eat anything in front of them, even their own, especially to push their race narrative. Yeah, they push it's any narrative. It's not just race, it's any narrative. Doesn't matter. Anything. Get it. Get it, guys. Man, domination in the chat over here. Tactical Charlie, $1.99. I was copy pasting America. That's right. You were copy pasting America. Deploying. You guys get it. You're even calling that you're going to be deploying. I love every second of it. By the way, this is a horrible screenshot of these two. Anyway, you recognize that name right there? Post Left Watch. I just want to call this out here. Post Left Watch is from Blue Sky Social. By the way, you might as well put a tattoo on you that says crazy. Okay. Here we go. That's the same place that just roasted Anna Kasparian. It's almost like this is a coordinated effort. Hey, look. I'm just going to let it play itself. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic. Copy Paster's going to love this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know many people on the left who would happily vote for Tucker Carlson before AOC. I'm frustrated by that dynamic because I don't want Tucker Carlson to be president. I also can't see myself damaging my own credibility by telling someone.
Hold on, we need more of that. I need to actually redo that. I'm gonna reload this. I want you to hear the end of this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know many people on the left who would happily vote for Tucker Carlson before AOC. I'm frustrated by that dynamic because I don't want Tucker Carlson to be president. I also can't see myself damaging my own credibility by telling someone to vote for AOC. Like, these options hurt us all.
Okay. I don't know who that's worse for. By the way, right now we are currently sitting at 523 chats per minute. Come on, guys, you got this. Scruffians deploy, baby. Don't make me hit the button again. We got to really send a message to this pesky copy paster and also the YouTube algorithm to get off its butt and do something. But anyway, back to the point at hand. Y'all, I don't know who this is worse for. This is two lefties chatting. Is this worse for AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Or is it worse for Tucker Carlson? I'm going to be real. You got two lefties deciding who's the worst to vote for, and one option is Tucker Carlson, and one option is AOC. I really don't know who this is worse for. AOC, that she can't lock it down in her own spectrum of leftist influence, or that Tucker Carlson is locking down leftists in their own sphere of influence. I really don't know who this is worse for. I mean, it's a hell of a 22-second clip. We could go on for days. They could probably write books. I dare say a bard could sing a song about it. But honest to goodness, that says a thing. And this is why I bring this up, because right up here, you see these two people right here? That I don't know them from Adam. But I do think there's something, you know what? Here, hold on. Let's get up to the top here. Anyone who is considering voting for Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist, period. And over here, should I do this too? Okay. So apparently those are both what new white supremacists look like. I don't make the rules. I just report them. I just tell you guys what's going on. And of course we're having fun with this because this is insane. Goodness gracious. Guys, we're sitting solidly at 530 chats per minute. You guys are just doing work out there on these streets. Hey, let's go get some more crazy. Here we go. You're going to see white supremacy pop up again. It's the weirdest thing how this keeps popping up. It's so odd. Weird. Ever since Harrison Jamie, which is Jamie Harrison, the guy who ran the DNC left the DNC and was replaced by Ken Martin. That's someone who we've been covering a lot on this channel. You go know who he is. Our party's gone to crap. Respectfully, Mr. Jamie, the DNC was running exquisitely when you were in charge. Didn't they lose with Kamala Harris and with the Senate and with the House? I just want asking for a friend. Maybe it's my nasal passages. Letting a white supremacist like Ken Martin run the DNC was a mistake. So now we have white supremacists in the DNC. Guys, you've got leftist commentators who are now clearly white supremacists. You have Ken Martin, who is a DNC chair, is now a white supremacist. You ever start to think that they might just be seeing ghosts everywhere? Like Don Quixote? Like every windmill's a dragon kind of vibe? No? Just me? Just me? All right, I'll go back over here. It's okay, guys. You guys did great work in the chats over here. Man, I can't even keep up. It's 472 chats a minute. You guys are freaking doing work. And man, that's incredible. And if I missed 2 or 3 super chats before that started, I apologize profusely. Michael says, bring it on, copy paster. You ain't got nothing on them. That's right. Scruffians of the world don't play. We are global. Scruff Nation is a thing. Don't worry, there is merch coming soon, because I got a viewer sent me a shirt design, and I was like, gotta do it. Anyway, how's another lefty online? Holy crap, they say. Look at this deficit. Deficit? What deficit? I don't know about deficit. Democrats are going to win, obviously, in a blue wave. Republicans are aiming for domination through maps, courts, and voter suppression. Democrats are going to have to fight like hell in order to overcome this. What? Y'all, come here. I'm pretty sure you guys were told. I was just here along for the ride. But I'm pretty sure that you guys were also told, in a moment of honesty and clarity, I thought it was a blue wave and it was a lock, and everyone hated Donald Trump, and Donald Trump had no juice, and the MAGA didn't have any juice, and no one cared. Everyone hated him. The elections are going to be horrible, and there's no way that they're going to unseat any Republicans at all. Not like a United States senator last night, and not like, all the GOP senators at the state level in Indiana, and, not like the, 11 out of the 14 people who voted for his impeachment are now gone. Yeah, I can't imagine where that came. But all of a sudden, guys, the Democrats are going to have to fight like hell. I tell you what, keeping up with these people's narratives is a full-time job, and that's why I do it every single day. I love to see it. Let's keep on going, though. I forgot this was in here. Y'all, this is Sunday. This is pure Sunday live stream. I hope you enjoy this. I put this in here just so you guys could get a chuckle. And if you don't get a chuckle from this, I want you to check your pulse right here and make sure you're not dead. Don't worry, I'll blow it away factually too. But this delivery from this Democrat, this guy's name is Sri Thanandar. I love when this guy has a camera. Watch this. If this doesn't land the plane and really make you motivated to vote Democrat, I don't know what does. Take it away, Sri. No, Sri, come on. Damn it. Come on, Sri. I believe in you.
Last time I was at the gas station, $4.50 a gallon. That's too expensive. Prices are going up. Grocery prices are up. We got to end this illegal war in Iran and focus on lowering prices at home. Last time I was at the gas station, $4.50 a gallon. That's too expensive. Prices are going up. Grocery prices are up. We got to end this illegal war in Iran and focus on lowering prices at home.
I don't know how I'm going to stay on YouTube. Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Maybe the best thing to do, just for the sanctity of the show, maybe we should just move right past that. We should just let that kind of just sit. Nothing like a bad actor, though. Man, the acting, powerful. But now let's get back into real world, because if that didn't make you want to vote for the Democrats, I really don't know what does. I mean, because, man, you talk about powerful campaigning. Woo. Okay, let's get into this a little bit. How about actual reality? Weekly U.S., all grades, all formulations, retail gasoline prices. I'm pretty sure that he said something about, what did he say? The gas prices were so high. Well, this was when Biden was elected right here. 191. Well, ish. Let's get proper. I don't want to get messed up. Here's when Biden took office at 247. Here's in the middle of the Biden administration, 430. Fell down in here to 366. Fell down here to 379. And he ended his administration at 363. Pretty sure current gas prices are right around $4. So, I don't know what to say, but it seems like it might be a slight manipulation for political reasons. I don't know. And this woman, I like this woman. I don't know her. I don't know this lady, but she would be a scruffette. She would be. I'm not ruling it out, but I get scruffette vibes from this lady because she just says it like it is. Cuban American woman suggests liberals should go live in Venezuela, North Korea, Cuba, or Iran. Yeah. let's hear her speak, and then we'll get into the really juicy goodness after I deal with my nasal passages.
I lived through it
And you don't even know who I am, and you were willing to share these thoughts.
because I lived through it.
Right, but I could have been a Democrat socialist.
I don't care.
You didn't know that.
I lived through it.
Thank you.
So you can't debate me because I lived through it.
Yeah, I always find it funny when we see Iranian people in America thanking Trump, celebrating what Trump did, but then you see these liberal women that have no idea what it's really like in Iran protesting the actions of Donald Trump.
Exactly. Because they haven't lived through it.
Exactly.
So why don't they go to Cuba, go to Venezuela, go to Korea, live through it, and then come back and appreciate this country?
Well said, ma'am.
God bless America.
And God bless Trump.
Thank you. Amen. I lived through.
All right, if that is not Scruffette energy, I don't know what is. In fact, you know what? It's a good time, Scruffians. Give some love to the Scruffettes in the comments in the chat. They're amazing. They're awesome. Scruffians are awesome too. I'm not picking favorites. I love all my Scruff Nation members. But let's get to this. The chats need attention. EHEF with a $10 super chat. Trump needs to start just doing executive orders on things like lobbying, force it all to the courts like he does everything else, and we'll see who stands by principle. I mean, that's pretty much what they're doing across the board, to be candid. Let's get this one over here, and then we'll get to the goodness. We'll get to the meat and potatoes here. I'm not going to leave you guys out in the dry, out in the cold, excuse me. David Yoakum, $5 super chat. He should join the Whig Party. Oh, my goodness gracious, not the Whig Party. Not the Whig Party. Scruffettes unite. That's right. Scruffettes love. She is my new hero. She'd be a Scruffette. She's got Scruffette energy. She does. But y'all, we have come to the point where we're at a break. So we have just had 26 minutes of what I would consider really fun. But now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. So get the stretching in. I don't want you guys falling asleep on me. It happens. It does happen. You're all comfy. The smooth, melodious voice of freedom I get it. I know. I've been told I put people to sleep all the frickin' time. I get it. I'm just choosing to say that it's for my voice, not for my content. So get your beverage refills, get your popcorn refills, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and if you are not a member of Scruffian Nation, why the hell are you not in here with us every single day, multiple times, and a live stream every night? Man, you are missing a party. I'm going to tell you right now. Let's get back into this. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to do a little preface on this one because that was the appetizer. It's a long appetizer, but I don't care. It was like a 9-course meal. That's okay. This one requires some real important prerequisites to go into. Super chat from Movie Roddick, $2. In my opinion, some Dems who left the left are liars. Do you agree? I mean, I don't know. It depends what you're framing. I mean, yeah, sure, sometimes. This is something that I'm going to do a new video style on tomorrow. So if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you're going to see an unusual launch time for a video tomorrow. It's going to be right around 9 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, something like that. It's going to be before our midday show. And it's a new approach to something because I think that there's an opening that we need to frame it as, and I think it will really reach a lot of people, and I would love to have your feedback. So tomorrow at 9 to 10 a.m. So this right here shows something really, really unusual. Because remember, everyone hates Donald Trump, right? Everyone hates the Republicans, and the whole MAGA has no juice. And sure, they're unseating everywhere because MAGA decides they're going to. But other than those little facts, they don't have any juice. It's obvious. Well, I'm going to play this clip from something on CBS Face the Nation today, which isn't getting a lot of play in the media. Isn't that weird? But you guys just tell me what you think of this, and then we're going to add a little commentary, because this is important stuff. This right here is really important.
How big a risk is the inflation problem, or at least the price of living, right? Is it going to hurt Republicans?
So the administration, of course, urges patience, right? Once the war is resolved, et cetera. Well, so I tested. What do you think the president's policies are doing to the economy in the short term and the long term? In the short term, you get big numbers who say they're making the economy worse. So that's what's right in front of folks. But there also isn't that much more optimism about what happens.
Dang it, YouTube. I mean, X. Sorry, YouTube. We're cool. Dang it, X. Okay, hold on. This is the key point, right when it froze.
Problem, or at least the price of living, right? Is it going to hurt Republicans?
So the administration, of course, urges patience, right? Once the war is resolved, et cetera. Well, so I tested. what do you think the president's policies are doing to the economy in the short term and the long term? In the short term, you get big numbers who say they're making the economy worse. So that's what's right in front of folks. But there also isn't that much more optimism about what happens for the long term. Part of all this uncertainty is that neither of the parties, not the Democrats, not the Republicans, are net positive on being seen as having policies that help cost of living. So you look at the public and, yeah, okay, Democrats have a little bit of an edge there, but it's still net negative. And so people are going in the midterms maybe not feeling like there's help out there.
How big a risk
All right.
is
I am going to do a full-on video about that, and if you are looking for something that you need to hear about that whole aspect of our current culture, that's going to be a good video for you. Just telling you, I've already got it cooking up here. But now to the top level point at hand. If you're telling me, and this is the underlying thing that no one wants to talk about on those pesky lefties. So you're telling me that the Republicans, everyone's very, very dismayed, but at the same time, everyone's very dismayed about the Democrats. You know what that means? It's a generic displeasure with everything that is going on. It's not a Donald Trump displeasure or a Republican displeasure. It's a generic displeasure. That's what's important about this, but you can't talk about that because if the Dems are seen as not having any options, but the Republicans are in power and there's some good things that are happening, then you're in a bit of a pickle, aren't you? See, watch this. I'm going to click on this real quick. Who has a better approach to economic policy? Democrats, Trump, Republicans. It's a tied split across all three, plus minus 2.7 points, as you can see in the top. It is literally 33%. There are people who do not know. There are people who are Republican, and there are people who are Trump. Democrat. It is all in the same window of 33% when you include the margin of error. All of those. Because it's a generic issue. It's a malaise. You've got a lot of the young people who don't know what a time of normalcy is. I'm going to do the entire thing tomorrow. There's a lot of people who are in the middle who are caught in the kind of in-between stage, and then the older people are kind of like, yep, this sucks. I'm not moving. I'm right here. And that's exactly how that's what's happening. Then you go over here. Cost of living helps your cost of living within 8 points, hurts your cost of living within 14 points, and not much impact within about 8 points. It's all that same thing. It's whoever's in power at the moment. This is indicative of something broader that is happening in our culture, and that's, again, what I'm going to hit tomorrow. But if you look at this, where did he go? What's his name? Oh, yeah. Pretty much every data point is showing the same thing. By and large, Americans don't like the Democratic Party or their approach. They're just extremely angry with the Republican Party at the moment. So what this guy is saying, Adam Carlson, is he's dropping the, well, sure, they hate everybody, but they hate the team that's in power right now even more. Basically an inverse of what was happening under the Biden administration. That's what they're saying is the case. I don't believe that is fully the case. I believe that is the case of a online, very vocal portion of the audience and of the population, but that's not everybody. It's simply not, because if they had their hand and their thumb on the pulse of the American people, they wouldn't have been wrong for 10 years straight in polling. Trump broke all the polling. I mean, that's actively what you're seeing. The Dem Party isn't seen as much better in their approach to economic policy. A third think neither side has the better one, or they are not sure. I'm telling you, y'all, this is that analysis you guys tune in for. This is that scruffy life stuff. Because once you connect all of these things, and I'm going to do a lot more of it tomorrow, it's going to really make a lot more sense. Again, I'm going to bring in some new stuff, some new tools, and tie it all together and weave it in a way that I haven't seen a lot of creators do. So I'd love to hear your feedback on it. But this is bigger than just, I'm mad at the Republicans or I'm mad at the Democrats. This is a generational chaos feeling and lack of control, which we're going to hit tomorrow. But this is the last part of this segment, and then we'll get into, let's see, which one? Let me get a little tease. I'm just going to tease it a little bit. Oh, yeah, the next one's all the Ilhan Omar getting fingered in the whole job. That was terrible. That was terrible. Old phrase. She's getting ratted out. The songbirds are singing. That phrase doesn't carry anymore. Anyway, Stephen A. Smith, this kind of reinforces that point. I want to truly bring this to the front of the table because this is important. Stephen A. Smith has a very good way of articulating a point. Listen to what he said to a caller in his show, and it reiterates that same point. Listen to this. Everything's not peaches and lollipops on Team Democrat.
in some of these people, Stephen.
Well, not all of them. Time. Nope. You don't get to do that. Don't talk to me about mental illness on the side of the right. But you have people talking about transgender without parental consent. And men transitioning to women and playing in women's sports and thinking that was okay, and people could be incarcerated and they could have sex changes and stuff like that. Oh, no. You don't get to sit up there and just point to the right about that and not act like there wasn't craziness on the left too. I'm a moderate who primarily votes Democrat. And I'm here to tell you something right now. I don't recognize this left, or not this one, not the one that I've been seeing over the last few years. I'm a moderate who will lean left on everything but dollars, meaning taxes. I can't stand high taxes in California, New York, New Jersey. Okay, I'm a fiscal conservative with my money. I'm liberal with everything else. And I'm still appalled by how far left the left has leaned. It's disgraceful. No common sense. And oh, by the way, when you talk about woke culture and cancel culture, don't come to me with the Republicans. It wasn't the Republicans that was trying to get people fired for pronouncing the wrong pronoun. That's the left. And you're appealing to a community, and in the meanwhile, you're turning your back on black folks who supported you since the 60s.
I could do that all day. The man's fire. I'm sorry, the man's good. How many of you feel that way? Come on, honestly, get in the chat over here. Tell me how y'all, people who feel that exact same way. Because the far left woke progressives started at defund the police. They took over the party. They manipulated everything from a standpoint of Donald Trump is Satan. They took the wheel, and then everything went to hell in a handbasket. You couldn't tell what a dude was anymore, what a chick was anymore. The up was down, down was up. The border was wide open. The economic impact of that border being wide open drove everyone out of having the affordability for a home, rent, or gas, or cars. And then all of that, and oh my goodness, can you believe the Republicans won? You know, I can, actually. It's weird. And here's the important part. And I'm going to get back to Stephen here in a second because he nailed it. I mean, nailed it. Hey, stop it. Hold on a second. I got to get Stephen back in the right spot. Okay. This is the whole point. Everyone who is doom-pilling and black-pilling and non-stop, incessant bashing on anything and everything in America right now, even if you're on the podcast stand, I'm on the right, but everything sucks, you're just addicted to outrage because where we came from, and I'm going to do another video on this one, a dedicated video, and I will be perfectly fine taking all the arrows on this one too, because it's true. At least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field. Everything that was going on in the 2020 to 2024 Biden administration was an egregious bastardization of our country. Egregiously bad. There was not one thing in the Biden administration that I could go, okay, I can kind of see it. Not one. I'm biased. I will tell you I'm biased. It's not my job to agree with the Biden administration. It's my job to articulate the case for a better conservative America, and we're gonna, by the way, for the next 10, 15, 20 years, because hashtag conservative Supreme Court and hashtag electoral college, enjoy 2031. But this is the whole point. There's not a single person that can say everything was better back in the Biden administration. And I'm going to start going a little harder on it too. Because if you're going down this road of everything sucks, everything's awful, Donald Trump, the Republicans are terrible, I can't find one thing that's good, and you're telling me that you got to put the people back in charge from 2020 and 2024 who told you dudes could be chicks, chicks could be dudes, the border was fine, you can be a ficus on Tuesday, you can be a dog on Wednesday, and you're all racist because you say that person's not a dog. Yes, by all means, go ahead and put them back in charge, people. Like, honest to goodness, a little bit of perspective would do these people a whole lot of good, but it's not about that. It's about getting you in there to watch the content. I mean, let's just candidly call it what it is. Because anybody who was alive back in the 2020 to 2024 era knows we should never go back there or even get close. Bit of a rant, but it's kind of true. Let's get back into Stephen A. Smith. Super chat from Punk Rock Mom, $9.99. Shree is my congressman. He was doing testing on beagles and monkeys. When it got shut down, he left them there to starve to death. He's the true definition of a POS. Well, I didn't know that story, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't need any part of that. Ugh. I don't like Shree. I don't like him. But you know who I do like? Stephen A. Smith. Watch this.
By the way, when you talk about woke culture and cancel culture, don't come to me with the Republicans. It wasn't the Republicans that was trying to get people fired for pronouncing the wrong pronoun. That's the left. And you're appealing to a community, and in the meanwhile, you're turning your back on black folks who supported you since the 60s. Don't get me started with all of that. I got a lot of problems with Trump. I got a lot of problems with some of the things that I've seen from the Republican side. Most recently and then more immediate is the Affordable Care Act and the fact that they still haven't had a plan. All these damn years you had an opportunity to have a plan. And we still wait for the GOP to have a damn plan. You holding up everything, you ain't got no damn plan. That's disgraceful. But I'm not going to act like it's just them. Oh, hell no. The left, the extreme left is what I'm talking about, not the moderate left. The extreme left is a damn problem. And that's why 77 million people stood up and said Donald Trump is closer to normalcy than some of those folks.
I don't know if I could put a better point on it than that. I mean, I'm going to try. But still, I mean, after all, scruffians deserve the best from the scruffster. But honest to goodness, y'all, tell me that's not wrong. I mean, tell me that's not right. Tell me that's not 100% correct. Because the Democrats and lefties went down the land of Crazyville. And they want to go back. And even Stephen A. Smith, being a Democrat-aligned independent himself, recognizes that the far left went crazy and they now have the wheel of the Democrat Party. They have taken over. That is the whole point. This is really key to understand. This is some crazy stuff. Oh, man. James Malott with a $5 super chat. The message was retracted, but you get a heart nonetheless. 8491C says he's still too left. That's fine. I'm not saying he's not. He's right in this assessment. You can be as left as you want to be. That doesn't mean I'm not going to say, when you say something verifiably true, I go, okay, that's a good point. I'm conservative. I'm not an idiot. I mean, honestly, that's kind of one of the hallmarks. You kind of reason your way through the whole thing. Like, well, where's the support? Where's the backup? Where's the evidence? Where's the research? Okay, it landed here. That makes sense. Meanwhile, the left is sitting there I mean, come here. Let me do it again. I'm just soapboxing right now. So the left does this thing and I cannot stand it. I simply can't stand it. Let me hear you in the comments if you agree. And by the way, we're done with the segment, so I can do this. The left embarks on campaigns of redefinitions all the time in order to achieve what they want to achieve. And this is a very important aspect of it. And I can do it in a few different ways, shapes, and forms. I'll just hit a few off the top of my head. Most recently, in the Biden administration, the newest invention was, well, sure, we've had 3 declining quarters of GDP growth, but you know what? That's not a recession, even though by definition it is a recession. But it doesn't really feel like a recession. So we're not going to say it's a recession because it doesn't feel like a recession, even though it definitionally meets the criteria of a recession. We're just not going to say it though because it doesn't feel that way. So we're not in a recession because we've deemed that it just doesn't feel that way. You guys remember that? Let me hear in the comments and the chats on that, because that's exactly what they do. You want to go down some more policy level? We can go down some more policy level. How about the whole abortion thing? Abortion. Women, get rid of pregnancies. Ooh, that didn't go too well. It doesn't sound nice. That sounds kind of barbaric and mean. Oh, you're right. Ladies, free yourself from the patriarchy through removing of a clump of cells. See how that does? Redefinition, change definition, then make it about someone offending you or holding you down or somehow patriarchy impacting your life. See? It's easy. You want to do the same thing in the gun control world? I'm an expert on that level. Well, yeah, sure, we can't infringe upon the gun rights because, we want to ban everything under the sun, but we can sure ban the magazines. We can tell you who can and can't have a gun. But we wouldn't infringe upon the right because you can own the gun, but you can't necessarily carry it somewhere. And if you do carry it somewhere, you can't cross this imaginary line because that would be a safe space, but you can cross it over here. So your rights are good over here, but they're not over here. Dude, we can do this all day. They constantly go down the road of redefinitions in order to support what they want because what they want is unconstitutional. They change the language and therefore they can try to do what they want. They get smoked in the SCOTUS and then they lose their minds like the legislative map that just went down in Louisiana. And they're losing their minds now even though they had a built-in padded advantage of 10% for the Democrats the last 10 years, or 6 decades. I mean, y'all, we can do this all day. And then they freak out and they claim it's everything. And they're reacting the same way across the board that they did with the Dobbs decision, which is the abortion decision back in 2022. And now they're doing it the same with the Calais decision. It's just the way it works. They have all these uprisings. They wear vaginas on their heads. I still don't understand that one. And then they go around and they just be obscene. I don't know. It's just their thing. Anyway. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. We're at the break already. We're at 44 minutes. I swear I could do a 3-hour show. It is so much fun. I love hanging out with my scruffians. Scruffians, scruffettes, scruffsters. We're all awesome. It's amazing. Scruff Nation. Always showing up. I love you guys to death. But here's the time. If you didn't get that refill earlier, get it now. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look. He's got a better chin than me, but it still lands the plane. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Because you know what's the one thing that the YouTube algorithm and the copy pasters hate more than anything is when we get this stream in front of people and convert them consistently to the proper way of thinking. The one that actually puts America first and dispels propaganda. Love to have them. Love to have you. If you're not a member of Scruff Nation yet, why the hell not? Let's get in here. Okay, let's keep on trucking. We got so much to do, so little time. So much to do, so little time. I'm about to talk about Ilhan Omar. Not say the same sentence I said earlier. That wasn't the good. That was bad. That's why everything should be scripted. Nah, I can never operate on a script. I'm just kidding. Texas T, one of our Texas scruffettes, because she has a Kimber, I remember. $10 super chat. I don't understand how the left is anti-drilling in oil production because they are the masters of gaslighting. Demon KKK rats are just hypocrites. Well, yeah, man, it's kind of the thing. A little spicier than I would have put it, but you know what? I just read it. I mean, I had to read a super chat. Did you do it twice? Did you do the same thing twice? Are they all just duplicating? I guess they're all just duplicating. I don't think they're charging you twice. I think they're just duplicating. Let's keep on trucking. How about Ilhan Omar? This is the part where it gets really fun. John Solomon, not sure if you're familiar with who that is. John Solomon is a pretty stout reporter. He's pretty plugged in. Pretty legitimate. Mastermind behind COVID meal fraud claims, where they took $250 million underneath COVID when they were in Minnesota, and then the $250 million never went actually into any type of funding for kids' food, and there's no meals that were given to kids. That person claims that Ilhan Omar knew about the scheme. Yee. That is bad. Watch out, guys. If you share this stream, they might insult your nasal passages. If you saw the beginning of the stream, when you know. Breaking, here's the actual report. Amy Bach, the ringleader of the massive Feeding Our Future $250 million COVID fraud scheme, told the New York Post that Representative Ilhan Omar was in on it? Oh my God, there goes my faith in politics gone. Who would have seen that coming? I mean, I know I couldn't. Goodness gracious. Just when you think you can start to trust them, It's the worst. They turn around and just make up different wineries and $19 million, and then all of a sudden it's an accounting error, but they, indicted Donald Trump on 34 felonies for accounting errors. But that's different for her, though. Oh, I'm getting spicy. Let's see what Fox News has to say. This is good. What's up, Kaylee? Walk me through this. I'm not going to do 3 whole minutes. That seems a little extensive. All right, let's just go. Let's go.
Fox News alert: Ilhan Omar missed Tuesday's deadline for Minnesota Republicans to turn over documents in the Minnesota Feeding Our Futures fraud scandal. Democrats blocked an effort to subpoena the congresswoman, all as we learn that Omar's name came up 6 times in the case against Amy Bach, the founder of Feeding Our Future. Now, Bach spearheaded the scheme, which stole federal funds intended for children and was convicted of wire fraud, conspiracy, and bribery. Ilhan Omar's name first came up in an email chain with Bach back in February 2021. The subject line read, "Help with USDA food program," in a message to Omar's office. Now, about 2 weeks later, Bach emailed Omar's office with the subject line, "FNS approves Minnesota school PEBT plan." Then 1 day later, Bach exchanged messages with this Feeding Our Future employee who fled the country after he was indicted in 2022. The subject line of their emails was Ilhan's office, and the emails kept flowing after that. In March, Bach emailed Omar's office again about the state's school food program. There were also text messages between Bach and Omar's office, which was uncovered during a raid of Bach's Minnesota house.
Well, I mean, my goodness, that seems problematic. One of the squad, the far left progressive leading members, a member of the Progressive Caucus, I'll have you know, is very, very close and unconveniently tied together with a lot of very bad fraud. $250 million of United States funds and taxpayer dollars were mysteriously just handed out. You hate to see it. You do hate to see it. I would have never seen it coming in Minnesota. I mean, I was leered real good when I was young, and I didn't see. I was fooled. I did a lot of leering. I did. I studied a whole lot. Man, who would have seen that coming? Goodness gracious. Neil Jackson, the 950 JDJ, also a Caliber donation. Why have a time limit? You are very worthwhile and informative. Well, thank you. I don't want to burn too much of y'all's time. I mean, I get it. I understand that you guys are having fun because Scruffy and Nation is amazing. But I feel like Kaylee's got some more. I don't know why. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Gen X Jarhead agrees with this $2 super chat. Shocking. I know. God, man, we were on it, guys.
Now, while we know Omar's office was communicating with a now convicted fraudster, we don't know the contents of those messages or if Omar herself engaged in any wrongdoing. In a jailhouse interview with Fox, this is how Bach described those conversations.
Did you have any conversations with Ilhan Omar that make you kind of think twice now?
I've never actually spoken to her. I had spoken to members of her office. It was always really general, mostly pertaining to how the Department of Education was handling applications. Mm-hmm. And the approval or denial of those.
Do you need any more? I mean, like, really, do we? I didn't speak to her directly. I was just speaking to the underbosses. You mean like a mafia? Yeah. Because all mafiosos all talk to them, Don. I mean, like, come on. This is easy. It's very obvious. Approvals, education vouchers, COVID, $250 million, exchanges with the different players all together in the same room where money was exchanged, all sorts of blocking of subpoenas. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. We all know this, right? This isn't really a game anymore. Yeah, this is going to be real fun to keep this one going. 4,000 people in the Super Chat on a Sunday evening. Thank each of you for being here. Texas T with another $10 donation. Every time you see a leftist mug photo, you can smell it. Smell it onions? You can smell onions. Smell onions. I guess they stink. Skunk, but something sour. Why is that? The side that always says they're so educated can't read up on hygiene. Yes, I'm spicy 24/7. Oh my goodness. YouTube, I am just reading chats. I cannot be held responsible. I censor most of them if they're bad, but we aren't even close to that yet. Let's see what else we have in the Ilhan file. Oh, look. Oh, man, there's another one. There's more people? No. I don't believe it. Keith Ellison? Oh, the entire structure of the Democrat Party in Minnesota is implicated? Man, maybe that's why they threw sanctuary cities under the bus. Maybe. Well, let's see. By the way, super chat from Backcountry Spotter, $5 while this loads. If the Democrat Party is suffering financial woes, they can save money by eating bananas and rice. I don't even know what that means. All right, let's keep on going. Come on!
Of one of the state's biggest fraud schemes is speaking to Fox News from behind bars. Now, she believes that the scam was no surprise to local Democratic leaders, and she's naming names. She spoke to Alexis McAdams. Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Dana. Yeah, so everywhere you look in the state of Minnesota, right, there seems to be another fraud scam. So this one involves Amy Bach. She's a Minnesota woman convicted of fraud for taking taxpayer money that was meant to feed hungry kids. But listen to this. Bach tells me the real issue here is the state of Minnesota, which she says kept giving scammers your taxpayer money even after they were flagged as fraudsters.
I have to believe.
Yeah, we already saw that. But yeah, it's weird how Keith Ellison's involved and Sprinkle Fingers, Tim Walz is probably somewhere related to that. Probably explains why he did his whole 180 on helping Tom Homan in the ICE agents. He's like, whoa, that got too close to home. That accelerated rather quickly. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure that's unrelated. I'm sure there's nothing there. I'm sure there's no smoking gun, no fire, no nothing. I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway, anywho, I guess we should keep on going. You guys want to see some more meltdown? I know you do. Let me hear you in the comments and the chats and the emojis. We're still sub 1 hour, so we're just now getting going. Y'all, if you don't know who this guy is, you deserve another cartoon. Hold on. If you don't know who this guy is, you need to. This guy's name is Mark Elias. This is the Democrat electioneering lawyer who is doing all of the lawsuits on behalf of the Democrat Party all around ballot measures. And he is the guy that they go to in order to basically file against any type of legislation or redistricting or civil rights stuff or any of the voting. So that's what this guy is, the Hillary Clinton's lawyer. Like, he is deep DNC lawyer, which is like a double entendre for ugh. But that's what he is. This is Mark Elias. I want to show you something which is very interesting. You wonder how these things consistently pop up and the insane rhetoric that keeps on dropping. Watch this. This is Mark Elias, author of Democracy Docket. Here we go.
And I want to be clear about something. The first place that Republicans publicly commented about was when the Missouri senator, the former Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, said, we need to look at all the Section 2 districts in the country, and we need to start in California. Now, what a curious place for him to say to begin. Because, in fact, California is not the Deep South. But for Eric Schmidt and for the Department of Justice, Harmeet Dillon, who said on social media, posted that she was on it, they can't imagine that there are any black elected officials who are elected on the merits. I mean, we know California's map right now is a partisan gerrymander. We know that because Gavin Newsom passed a partisan gerrymander. We know that because the courts adjudicated a partisan gerrymander. Sam Alito said California was a partisan gerrymander. But we are going to see Republicans, not just in Alabama and Louisiana and Mississippi and South Carolina and Georgia, where it's bad enough. We're going to see them try to use this to try to delegitimize, to try to say it is illegitimate for any community of black voters to elect their candidate of choice, whether they make up 50% of the district or 70% of the district or 7% of the district, and that every black elected official is somehow suspect. And this is what I meant when I said this is the worst opinion of my lifetime. It is not just what Calais did to Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, but it is what it has unleashed and what we are going to continue to see.
Okay, enough of that dill hole. So, just throwing this out there. You guys remember, I know, come here real quick. You gotta get close. We haven't been close in a minute. You guys remember that one time? It was way back in 2022. I know. It was right after the Bruen decision. In fact, it was one day after the Bruen decision was dropped from the Supreme Court. When they dropped the Dobbs decision, you remember that one? I know. It was something about abortion decisions going to the state versus going to federal government, and the exact same people, liars, apparatchiks on the media melting down, Democrats, liberals, progressives, all of them melting down, saying the exact same crap, the exact same. It doesn't matter. It's always the same. It never ends. It's always the world is ending. It's always against women. Women are always going to die. Women are going to do this. It's never ending fear porn all the time. 100% of the time. Because that's going to lead to the deaths of millions of women. Then it doesn't. And it's like, well, it woulda. What are we outraged about now? And then it goes down to the patriarchy. And then after that, it goes to the corrupt Supreme Court. And then Chuck Schumer says, you're going to reap the whirlwind. I mean, literally, it's all they do. A little bit later, the Calais decision comes in. And it's like, oh my God, you're going to prevent anyone who's African-American from ever having a voice ever, freaking ever. Really? Could you please ask Condoleezza Rice? How about Representative Hunt from Texas, who I wish had been the Senate candidate? How about Byron Donalds, who's about to be the governor of Florida? You know, don't let facts get in the way of anything. That's just uncomfy. But I mean, it's always the same crap. It's never ending. It's always someone's a racist, someone's a sexist, someone's a patriarch supporter, someone's a this, someone's a that. It's never on their own merits or their ideas, ever. And all of this is brought about by the fact that they can't rig the elections anymore in these districts, and they're going to lose 19 House members, which is going to put them directly underneath the water where they won't have power anymore. You think there's a reason that they're freaking out like this? Yeah. It's their own power that they want to preserve. It has nothing to do with anything that they're talking about. It's all about votes and control and power. My goodness gracious. Is that too spicy? You guys tell me that was too spicy. I don't feel like it was too spicy. Oh, yeah, thank you. Tim Scott, South Carolina here. Does he know we love Senator Tim Scott? I mean, listen, South Carolina dog fan, it's not about facts. It's about anything we can say with rhetoric and fear to make people get controlled. That's exactly what the whole thing is about. And that's why I fight it every single day, destroying propaganda from on high. Oh, as my nickname's sake, Rush Limbaugh says, talent on loan from God. And if you know, you know. Jeremy Wills, $2 super chat. The Democrat cope is unreal lately. Yeah, because their power is slipping and they know it. Ghosts of Confederacy, black people picking cotton again, not my words, Ayanna Presley's. Good God. Ugh. Texas T with a $5. You seen the two F-18 jets collide at the Idaho Air Show? I did see that. It was not newsworthy, but I did see it. I was kind of like, it sucks. Glad everyone's okay. Let's keep on trucking. We got a scruff nation to appease here. How about some more coping from who's going to be a candidate for the presidential, who's going to lose to Kamala Harris? He'll probably end up being the vice president nominee. My big bet. Here's my ticket. I'm calling it now. You can quote me on it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. But anyway, I bet you it's going to be Kamala Harris with an Andy Bashir. You got a moderate from a southern state, and you got a far lefty California who it's her turn. So you'll probably get something like that. That's what I'm betting. It's not going to be Pete Buttigieg. He wishes. But anyway, there we go.
I recognize that I will never be able to feel the pain of racism, but I know that it exists. We have a president that denies that racism exists, but he shows us what it looks like every single day. But we can push back against this shameful decision by the Supreme Court. We can try to protect voting rights. Democratic governors can veto redistricting plans that would eliminate majority seats. We can refuse to call our legislatures back into session. We are not going to redistrict in Kentucky because I refuse to call them back because they would do the wrong thing. I recognize
they're not gonna. They're only going to do it in Republican-controlled districts. No kidding. That's the whole point. That's what Democrats do in the Northeast. These guys are silly. They're just silly. Backcountry Spotter with a $10 super chat. Who else is excited about the new safari hunt in the U.S. now the fact that they started it with rhino season? Yeah, rhinos are falling off a cliff. It is a situation, which is why the Democrats are defending them, because they want them rhinos. They want that controlled opposition. They don't want populists on the right. They can't have that. That defeats their whole purpose. That way they can't control rhinos when the rhinos are in control, and they can't control Democrats when Democrats are in control. That's why they hate Donald Trump so much. South Carolina dog fan, $5. Speaking of Tim Scott, when people come for him because he's Republican, I reply, I didn't know being a Democrat was a requirement because of melanin. Yeah, you didn't know? You didn't know? Yeah, it's like some of the unwritten rules. We don't really talk about it a lot. Anyway, more crash out from the Democrats. Here's homeboy trying to be vice president candidate. Here's Buttigieg. Watch this. The weakest of sauce. Watch this.
I do want to start with Senator Cassidy's defeat in Louisiana last night. It's just the latest example of the president successfully getting revenge against Republicans who cross him. What do you make of that?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, in my experience, Senator Cassidy is a normal, honest, and very conservative Republican. And it turns out people like that have less and less of a home in Donald Trump's Republican Party. We are seeing more and more extreme candidates put forward in their House and Senate races, which does create a big opening for Democrats. That doesn't mean that Democrats don't have to do the work, but I think it.
Okay, no. Hold on, Pete. Can I call you Pete? I'll call you Pete. Can you name one of those extreme candidates that are popping up in Republican Senate races and Republican House races? Can you? Come on, I'll wait. Because the only people that I can really think of that are extreme and that are going to create an opening for the other side of the party are people like Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan, who is openly a progressive candidate who supports Hamas and Hezbollah, and they're going to tank the nomination and the Senate candidate chances, or Senate chances for the Democrats with a Republican there in Michigan. And then Graham Plattner, who has a Nazi tattoo on his chest and is full-on socialist. Yeah, please continue telling me how all the Republicans are the most extreme candidates you've ever seen on the planet. These people just lie. They just lie with impunity. It is truly wild. I mean, it is magical. Scruffosaurus Rex is showing up in the chat. I love a good Scruffosaurus Rex. Those T-Rexes are awesome. But anyway, let's keep on going. Let's see what else Pete has to say. I want you guys to hear Pete's musings on our country.
Shows you that the Republican Party is organized less and less around conservative principles, more and more around one man. And as that one man remains deeply unpopular, they're having a very hard time convincing the rest of America to vote for them, which is why they're spending less time convincing their voters and more time rearranging voters and silencing voters through gerrymandering.
Well, thanks, Pete. I don't even know where to begin with that. Guys, we're getting to the point. Come here real quick. I feel like we need to have more time together here real quick. So, goodness gracious, the party of the Republicans is having trouble convincing people to vote for them, which is obviously very evident in the fact that Donald Trump won the popular vote and the House is Republican and the Senate is Republican. The House legislatures are majority Republican. The the state governorships are majority Republican. No one's voting for the Democrat Party. There's paranoia going on from behind the scenes of the Democrat Party. Did everything you just espoused, literally, did you just change the word Democrat to Republican and just went with it? Democrat or Republican candidates are super uber extreme into the far crazy, but you can't name them, but you can sure name Abdul El Sayed and you can name Graham Plattner. No one voted for anybody, which is why Republicans have complete and total control. No one voted for Republicans, which is why they're moving out of blue states and into red states, which is going to turn the electoral map on its head in 2030. No one voted for it, huh? No one is, winning with ideas. At a certain point, guys, they just make my job so much easier than it should be. It's actually ridiculous how easy it is when they say things like that. It's truly wild, but lefty's gonna left, But you guys, word to the wise out there. Don't be worried about them when you need to be worried about your nasal passageways. Look at that cute little devil. Look at that guy right there. Him and his stupid nasal passageway. Super chat from Steve Rousseau with a $2. Remember, there are white rhinos and black rhinos. Yeah, there are. Rhino's a rhino. I don't care what color it is. It doesn't matter. Color is a stupid thing to judge people on. Gen X Jar at $5 super chat. Anybody that is America first, believes in the Constitution, and is God-fearing, is racist in their play. So I got to read this again. Anybody that is America first, believes in the Constitution, yeah, and is God-fearing, is a racist in their. Oh, I see. Anybody who is. Sorry, I had trouble reading that. I was like having a moment. Anybody that is America first, believes in the Constitution, and is God-fearing, is a racist in their eyes or in their playbook. Okay, yeah. I gotcha. I'm tracking now. Eventually, my reading works. I did go to the Leering Center. Remember, guys. Oh my God, Scruffians Unite 65, a bunch of noses. Is that going to be a thing now? Are the nose emojis going to be jumping into the chat now? Is that now a thing? I think it might have to be. One more super chat underneath the buzzer, $10 from Lori Pipkin. I believe Pete's been playing with the skikis. I don't know what that means. I may have just said something bad. I don't even know what that means. Skikis? Skikis. Skik. I don't know what that means. Oh well, we'll figure it out. I'll probably get in trouble later if it's wrong. Oh, I understand. Someone just educated me right over there. Not going to clarify that one. Glad I said it wrong the first time. But I see we were going there. But listen, y'all. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. Scruffians and Scruffettes, all of you are incredible. We got some great stuff coming in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. I cannot wait to take part in the going forward with you guys on this. We are going to absolutely grind for our country, vote like we're losing. We're going to leave the left lamenting that they ever came up against Scruff Nation, because we are going to drive towards those polls. We're going to spread all this stuff out and provide a better way forward, because we have an amazing nation, and why would we not? We owe it to the people that came before us. With that said, I love each and every one of you. Just the right amount twice, and I'll see you on the